Yay. So I'll just start one, two, three. Hi.
Mhm.
Hello, my name is Samantha Harlow, Priestess of Divine Union, and today I've got a special collaboration call with a gorgeous being that has been in my world for quite a period of time. And we're going to hear a bit about her journey and what light she offers in this world. So I want to introduce my beautiful, I want to say friend, because we get to this sort of intimacy, knowing each other and feeling safe in a container. So my beautiful friend, Melissa. So welcome, and I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. And I do agree. I think friend is a great word. You really get that level of intimacy. And I definitely say friend. Friend is the appropriate word here.
Oh, and you know when you become friends because Melissa becomes Mel and Samantha
Yeah.
becomes Sam. So it's awesome. So today we're here particularly because we're going to be talking about how our relationship grew and how your life has really transformed in our beautiful container illumination. So, if I could get a little bit of insight and share it with everyone, what it's been like for you to be a part of the journey in the Illumination program. Like, what changed for you from when you started to where you are now?
So much has changed for me, to be perfectly honest. Our very first call we had when you were just offering the free ISISKA frequency call. When I was in that space with you, one, I just felt so held and welcomed. So it was honestly like such so much trust in joining the container from that first experience with you. But when I was there in that call with you, I was in a place where I really felt I was really stuck in my heart. If you remember, I had such a wall up and I had so much fear of being vulnerable and I really desperately wanted to move forward, but I was stuck in myself and I couldn't. And so that's where I started. Being in that place, I not only was I stuck, but I was preventing myself from experiencing love and giving love in a more authentic way. And so that alone has been such an incredible shift for me to soften and open my heart and become vulnerable and really have trust in myself, trust knowing that I'm surrounded and always supported. And, everything has, you know, led to this place of being able to fully surrender, knowing that everything is going to be okay. That alone has been incredible for me, knowing where I was at and feeling where I am now. That is a huge, huge shift. But not also that. I really feel like I've gotten so much more in touch with my authentic self and who I really am on such a deep, deep level. I feel like I've gotten in touch with what my actual purpose is, and I can move forward with confidence, taking steps forward with confidence. This has continued to evolve as the container has finished too. So, I remember when the container was coming to an end, I was still kind of on the cusp of trust.
Yes,
And it's been a couple of months since then, and I really feel that I've embodied trust. Um,
absolutely.
so those two things have been game changer. absolute game changer for me.
It's like a death and rebirth. Like you've really like become from the cocoon to the butterfly. It's just that is so phenomenal. That is like massive. So I want to celebrate you so much for what you said yes to in following yourself.
Yeah.
And through this container, like how has your connection with Goddess Isis influenced you in your life, like how you do business and how your relationships? Can you share a bit about that?
So I've always felt that connection, but really never understood what that was about. And as I said in that first answer, it's really become about trust. It's really become about knowing that I am supported. If I am ever in need, all I have to do is ask. Sometimes I don't even have to ask. I just have this deep sense and knowing that I am so supported and so loved. It
I love
is
that.
actually, it used to make me cry because, I'd never felt love that way.
And it's just growing as well. Like, we won't go into what's happened on your physical body with the beautiful pictures that you've shown me, but it's just expanding, and it will keep growing. And so tell me, with the 16 levels, the ISISKA activations, how was your experience going through those?
Each one was different. Each one was different. Some of them were really subtle. Some of them I felt in my body, and not just in that moment, but in the lead up to.
Yeah.
Um, none of them, none of them were at all overwhelming. They were all incredibly gentle, and it's not like it stops you in your tracks. You have the capacity to do whatever it was you were doing in that day. So it was a really beautiful and subtle experience.
I love that. And it's so good to know that you went through that, because a lot of people will feel that they need to take time away, but this is not that. And how do you feel these activations contributed to your transformation with your business, with relationships, your life? Like, how did that look for you? I mean, we touched on it at the start.
I think really coming into a place and the business calls at the end of the container really helped concrete this in me and my mind and in my body, but really getting to the nitty gritty of who I am and what I have to offer and how do I get that out there?
Definitely. I
Yeah.
and I say a lot of definitely and yes, because I can feel it and I've seen it, and you're really validating all that's, with this. It's integrating is the word I want to say.
Yeah.
So
So it really got me in touch with so much of who I am.
that is actually the remembrance of what we want to go through in this lifetime. So, thinking back to your experience in the container, was there a pivotal moment that you can pinpoint that, you know, that really changed everything? Was it sort of at the start? Was it during? Was there an actual moment for you?
I don't necessarily know that there was a moment as such. Everything was just so subtle and so gentle. But there were definitely moments towards the end where I was like, oh, I'm doing this completely differently now. And I'm only just realizing it, or, things just really shifted. And it was towards the end of the container in particular that I kind of realized how much I had opened up in my heart, how much I'd really blossomed from that space. But there were no, pivotal moments as such. It was just kind of this really gentle, gradual, and then going, oh, oh, that's not the way I used to do it, or that's not the way I used to think about it, or that's not the way I used to behave. It was just these really subtle changes, which I guess too, it's not overwhelming because it just happens so gradually and so subtly, and you're just this different person.
And you really surrendered to it and went all in. So it's you can feel that flow that was occurring for you. And then when we talk about our inner divine feminine and our inner divine masculine, how was the healing going through that process? Like, how did it shift for you?
I was very in my masculine. I was very in my head. I um I kind of thought I had to know all of the steps, know if it was okay to proceed. I always would talk myself out of taking the action. So that's kind of where I was. And so the healings really helped me get into my feminine, just to be in my feminine because I was not at all in that space. So again, the feminine, that trust, that surrender, that knowing, that inner knowing that I know that this is right for me, and connecting back into my body and listening to what my body was telling me. So it really helped me come back into my feminine, um, and realize that you can't live in your masculine.
Definitely. I absolutely love that. I get to sit here and feel all the feels as I hear you express. So thank you so much. Now, I want to hear about your current business. I mean, I want you to share like your offerings, what you do, but maybe what's changed from
Mhm.
when you came to me at the beginning, how your sort of business structure was, what you do now, and what's coming in for you in your business. You know, because people are going to want to know who you are and all the things.
Thank you. So, again, coming from that masculine space,
Yes.
I once upon a time thought that I needed to offer all of these things so that I could get more people in my door.
Yes.
I am in the beauty massage wellness industry, so I was doing waxing, I was doing manis pedis, I was doing massage, I was doing facials, um, and I'd done a little bit of work on attracting my soul client. So I was very fortunate to already have beautiful clients. Um, but that was the beginning. Really got to a place towards the end, particularly where we did the business portal, and getting really in touch with what do I want to do? What lights me up? And coming from that space, what lights me up, I've transitioned. Actually, I've updated my flyer and I've transitioned. And what I want to do is massage. What I want to do is facials. What I want to do is energy work, incorporating that into my treatments. And so what I've done is I've scrapped the stuff I don't want to do. I'm going to keep those clients on, but I'm not taking new ones on. And I'm focusing my energy towards bringing in those clients for massage, for facials, for the things that I love to do. So that's one of the big, big things that has happened in this container, in this space. The other thing that has been quite a prominent part of this going through this journey is getting back in touch with dance. I was a belly dancer for a very long time, and then I had children, and you know, one of the things I honestly believed at the time was I had to stop doing me and be mum. So I put all of that on the back burner, and I really got in touch was with this is what I need to get back into. So I'm actually going to be offering very soon, in the next couple of months, a beginner's belly dance course done online through Zoom for, again, complete beginners. If you've wanted to know, if you were like me and completely fascinated and hypnotized by the idea, yeah, a beginner's course, kind of getting back into moving the body, getting back into working with the womb and the sacral and moving and shifting energy really is what I want to do with this.
That is so powerful. And you know what? You're going to really impact a lot of people through this because there's so much like energy work that is a part of not only what you're doing with the dance, but with massage and facials and everything that you are doing, you're now stepping into the creator, the energy work. So I think that's wonderful. I really want to celebrate you. So if people are watching and they want to connect, how can they connect with you? What's the best way?
So socials is a really easy way to connect. I have Yellow House Beauty as my Instagram handle and also on Facebook as well. We were discussing earlier, I'm going to create a YouTube channel as well. So these are the most easy places you can find me at this point.
I love it. And if anyone's watching and they need extra question, that connection, I can always connect you, especially as YouTube channel comes to fruition. I will put that as well in. It is so awesome. So tell me, if you could give someone advice that are thinking about maybe one of the programs like Illumination, the ISISKA Activations, and they are unsure because it is new. I mean, not that it's new because it's so sacred, but it's not like, a lot of programs in that way. And they were unsure. What would be your advice that you would give them?
I would most definitely say jump in. And particularly for me, my body was saying yes, and I took action on that yes. So if your body is saying yes and your mind is giving you the, oh, but I don't know, what about the cost? What about the blah, blah, blah? Don't worry about that and listen to your body. And if your body is saying yes, jump in because it is a life-changing experience.
That is so beautiful. Thank you. And just before we finish up, is there anything else that you would like to share that you hadn't shared yet or expressed?
Well, actually, there was one thing, and this experience for me has really brought me back into my body, and it has really brought me back into my womb. And, this is a space of creation and bringing me back into this space. And I went actually and did a bit of further kind of investigating with womb energetics. And for me, again, it's really coming back into this remembrance. As you said, it really is remembrance. It is such a powerful place to live from the womb and to come back into this connection with the moon and connection with nature and connection with our bodies. Really, really remembering at a soul level who I am. And so I wanted to share that as well because it's not words, it's feelings. I am literally not able to be in this place I am now without this program.
Wow. I'm actually feeling the emotions of all that. So thank you. That is so beautiful. I'm receiving that so well and really appreciate not only everything that you've shared, your time here, but not only seeing the shifts and how you're working with your womb and look what's birthing from that. And this is, I feel it's only the beginning, really. It really is just the cracking open. And I get the honor to be able to experience that along with you. So thank you so much for your time. Uh,
You are so welcome. Thank you for creating the space in the first place, because as I said, it is life changing to be part of.
thank you, Mel. Thank you. Hang on.